Hello Infiniteers, and welcome back to Toybox Tutorials. Last time I showed you how you could use the train pieces provided by the Marvel Battlegrounds playset to build a model railroad in your toy box. And one of the comments that I got on that video was this one by KipHome1. He said, "Love this. Nice to have a use for the train. Curious if you can change the camera view whilst in the train to maybe take in the vista along the train path. Seems to me some of the magnificence of a train is seeing all of the beautiful scenery." You are absolutely right. And one of the problems with attaching the train engine to a path, or any ground vehicle for that matter, is that when you're driving it, you cannot rotate the camera view to look around. But you absolutely can change the camera view. And so I thought I would show you how to do that, and also show you some other ideas that I have for how you might use cameras to make it easier to drive the train. So I'm going to actually set up 3 different kinds of camera views, and the first one we're going to put over here at the exit for this tunnel. And I want it so that when the player enters that trigger area from this direction, we change the camera view. And I thought it would be nice to have the camera just kind of follow the player across the bridge there. Another view that you could do is have the camera kind of follow the player. So kind of like this, because this is a wide open area, and so it'll be kind of fun to take in some scenery. So we'll drop another camera or another trigger area here. And then another camera view I thought of would be very helpful would be over here. You may remember last time when we came through here, I was kind of guessing, trying to line the subway car up with the sidekick door here, because we used this to simulate loading a townsperson onto the passenger car. And so I thought a camera view here might help us out and give us a little help lining things up. So we're going to place a camera here and also a locator. We'll use another target camera over here. And I want to line this up kind of pointing towards the front plane of that trigger area. So right here. And then for our third camera view, we'll put it over here and we'll elevate it above the track a little bit. I don't want to do too much though, because I do want to be able to see some of the scenery. So we'll drop that there. Okay, so for this camera, we're going to use define duration. We'll set it at the max. Camera type for this one is going to be focus. So the camera is going to stay stationary where it's at, and it's going to rotate as it follows the player. Glow through is off. Camera target will be player 1. Okay. And on the trigger area, we'll do a new logic connection when entered by player any. Activate the camera. And this will run for 10 seconds. It'll start by watching the player over there, and it'll just kind of follow the player across the bridge. Now when the player gets to here, the camera is going to turn off. If you wanted, you could turn off the use define duration property and just connect this trigger area up here, the one that does the sky change for this tunnel. And when the player enters that, deactivate this camera, and then the camera will follow the player the whole way across the bridge. But this gives you the idea. Alright, so for this trigger area here, we'll activate this camera when entered by player any. And for the properties on this camera, it's going to be a little bit different, but mostly the same. I will just use 8 seconds for this duration because I don't want to run up too close to that farm station down there. Camera type we're going to leave at follow. Glow through off. Camera target will be the player 1. Okay, and this will follow along with the player looking in that direction. This camera view, or this trigger area, will activate the next camera over here. And this camera is basically going to stay fixed right here, looking right at that sidekick door to help us line up the train with that door. So we're going to connect this one to a locator, which I dumped over here. You want to place it somewhat far away, not too close, because you don't want the camera to zoom out. On the properties for this one, again, we'll use define duration. Display duration, we'll leave at 10. Camera type this time is going to be stationary. Glow through off, and the camera target will be the connected locator. Now, depending on the distance or the length of your train, 10 seconds may not be enough. So what you could do is, instead of using the defined duration on the camera, just have this trigger area activated, and then when the player exits the train engine, you can set up a logic connection like we did last time, and have that deactivate this camera. So the camera will stay on until the player hops out of the engine. But this is going to just use the defined duration for now. Okay, let's see how our camera views work. So we'll hop in the engine. And once again, let me show you here. I'm trying to use the stick to rotate the camera, and it's not letting me go very far. So when you're driving a vehicle attached to a path, you can't look around. But this is one way that you can get around that. So we're coming up on our first target camera view over here. And there we are. Now we can watch Mickey driving the train across the bridge and enjoy some of the scenery. And if that camera was a little too high for you, you can lower it. Now we enter our second tunnel, and since our last video, I have hooked up the trigger area here to do the sky change. And now we're getting ready to come out of this tunnel. And we'll be entering the trigger area here in a moment. So those camera properties on the second camera will give you a view like this, and you can follow Mickey along and watch the scenery as it goes by. So that's pretty cool. And then this one stays stationary. And this is going to help us line up that subway car with that sidekick door. So we'll hop out right here. And now we can load the passenger into the car. So that's how you can use some different camera views to take in the scenery or help you stop the train at the proper spot. Well, that's all for me today. Thank you for watching. Before you go, leave a comment and let me know what you think of my ideas for using cameras in a model railroad toy box. And if you like my videos and have not yet subscribed to my channel, just click my photo in the lower right corner of this video and you'll never miss an episode. Have a great weekend.